If I say point to your voice, where exactly would you point? Would you point here because it's your mouth? Would you point here because you can see my voice box, my Adam's apple, my larynx? Could you point here at my big Buddha belly? My voice isn't there, but if I take in big deep breaths, it fills in there. Could I point here? Because my voice isn't really inside me, it's sort of flying out of my face into the world. Could I point here to my nose? Because sometimes it sounds. Could I point here to my head, to my brain? So it's an odd thing. We all have a voice we take for granted, but where is it? And it's actually a pretty beautiful and a complicated and elegant thing in the human system. Your voice, it starts with a thought. When I drive by Pepe's Pizza at Worcester Square or Modern, I think right away, white clam pizza, lemon slices, perfectly charcoal. I have that delicious thought and I go, that idea sends shockwaves all the way down my spinal cord to help me breathe. And with that stomach, that distension of my diaphragm muscle, it's like a giant trampoline that pushes my belly out and sucks air into my lungs, and that air is going to be the fuel for my voice. I need that air. I need these big all-around breaths to give that voice the power that it needs. What happens to that fuel? It goes up and it hits these little vocal cords, two little rubber bands that vibrate with excitation. And those vibrations fly out, up from my throat, looking for something stiff and hard to vibrate against. And in the human body, that stiff and hard thing is teeth. It's the bones of my chest. It's the bones of my chin and my cheeks and my skull. In fact, all 256 bones in your body are actually possible resonators, possible sounding boards. Just like a guitar, we pluck the string and the vibrations vibrate off the soundboard in the back of the instrument. So your vibrations, they vibrate off your larynx and then bounce off your shoulder bones and your chest bones. You can try this just for fun. Say ha 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 ha, and put your fingers right on your chest bones, and you'll feel ha 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 ha. You'll feel vibrations. You'll feel the resonance off of your chest bones. If you roll your shoulders over, if you hunch over, ha 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 ha, you'll find the vibrations disappear. And if we roll our shoulders back, ha 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 ha, you can feel vibrations sometimes on your side ribs, sometimes on your rib cage, ha ha, even on your shoulders, your clavicle, your shoulder muscles. These are all at the ready to amplify. And because your ribs are different than mine, and your shoulders shape differently, and because all of the chin bones and jaw bones on your face are different than mine, that's part of the wonderful variation of color and flavor that voices have. It's absolutely unique to your skeleton. And getting that skeleton at the ready so it can really vibrate with meaning, with intention, and with thought. So we can have vibration in our noses. Hum. Try this. Hum. I'll give you a chance to say it with me. Hum. And you can feel the vibrations off on the hum on your nose and in the front of your face. We even have, when we work with people who sing, and we work with stage actors, we even invite these really high registers of resonance. You inhale on a K and see if you can send that sound right out your skull. You can actually feel the vibrating of the cranial plates, which is a cranial head resonance. So all of those are at your at your use. You can use all of these. And so when we warm up your voices for a speech or a performance or a presentation, we've got to warm up all three of these characteristics. We've got to warm up our brains. And we do that by reading and with research. We do that by writing out parts of our speech, the title, the first words out of our mouth, the last words, writing out an outline so we get a sense of the structure that we're following. We're not just rambling and umming our way through impromptu and extemporaneous musings. We're actually structuring our thought, bullet point after bullet point, with intention, with preparation, with reflection beforehand. We do that because it's a service to the audience. All the work of writing, all the work of research, all the work of preparation is a generous gift of our thinking to the audience as we do it, so it's easier for them to take in our messages, so that our ideas can serve others. I really think that when you're working on the speeches and you're reflecting on our work, it's one of the most generous things you can do is to give forethought to people who are giving you the gift of their attention. So we warm up our brain with all of the thinking and study and preparation with which you are familiar. We also warm up our breath. And we'll be talking about ways to do that, learning how to take deep all around breaths that we can feel in our belly, that we can feel in our back. That's a really useful. All of those of you who know yoga breathing and yoga stretching and just the power of breathing that comes from going outside and taking deep breaths. These are ways to not only oxygenate our blood, but fuel the energy of our speech. We wake up our brain, we wake up our breath, and the last thing we do in a warm-up is wake up our bones so that they can resonate, so they can vibrate with the energy of our voice. And you can do that in lots of ways. Squeezing your shoulders up and squeezing them down. That's a first way to simply, hello skeleton, hello shoulders. We can wake up our neck by looking down at the ground and looking up at the ceiling. Hello neck muscles. We can take our one side of our body and sort of shake out the skeleton. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya. And that's a really good vocalese to use. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya. And then again on the other side of your skeleton. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya. Feeling your toes, feeling your knees, feeling your gut dish bowl that holds all your guts in, touching your ribs so you can feel them, and wiggling around your nose and your jaw. So when we point to our voice, it's at least three-part. When we warm it up, we warm up our brains, we warm up our breath, and we warm up our bones. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya.